Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. We're bringing you the Los Angeles Lakers out at Staples Center as they'll face off against the Chicago Bulls. And for the Bulls, after splitting their first two games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. Hey, Shaq, this 2014 draft just loaded with talent, but a lot of times you can't really tell if somebody's going to last a long time in the NBA. 70 lottery picks from 2004 to 2008. Over a third of them are out of the league now.
You know, Ernie, it's very, very tough for these talent evaluators. You know, we all know you need talent to win, and that's generally found at the top of the draft. But every now and then you'll get a Scottie Pippen or a Kawhi Leonard, a guy that's not really drafted very high, but a guy that can help you win championships.
Shaquille O'Neal, the number one pick in 1992.
Who was the first pick beat word is morning? Not a Christian Laettner, not Alonzo Mourning. That's okay not being braggadocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Peace, I gotta go. Now I slam it, jam it, and make sure it's broke.
Here's
Can we rock?
Harlan.
What's up,
Here's
Doc?
Kevin
Can we
Harlan.
rock?
Here's Kevin Harlan.
What's up, Doc?
Here's Kevin Harlan. Here's Kevin Harlan.
And now your Los Angeles Lakers starting lineup. At power forward, standing 6'2", number 12, Prime Time. At center, standing 6'11", number 10, Clutch. Standing 6'2", number 14, Ty McDaniel. At point guard, standing 6'5", number 1, the Monster. At the other guard position, standing 6'5", number 3, Rain Man. The head coach of your home team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Los Angeles Lakers.
Everyone is in their seats here at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles as the Los Angeles Lakers look to grab a win on the home floor. Looking at the Lakers, they took the win in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys, and it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Magician is out there with the Cobra. Then there's the Quick. Then it's Jones. And it's Big Red in at the 2 spot. Just 5 on the clock. That one a little long. Not a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs, but they had home court advantage in the first round as well.
Here's the Monster. 7-foot shot. The shot no good. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Pass to the Cobra. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's the Quick. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers. And it's blocked. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Rain Man on the money from 12 feet away.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, home court advantage really didn't do much for them as they dropped their first 2 games at home and were bounced in the first round. Another example of why Home court advantage is desired, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the playoffs. Matchups drive results.
Here is Boomer after the Bulls pick up 2. Pass to the Monster. Here is Boomer. Here's Rain Man. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, the Bulls ran into a solid Wizards team and lost in the first round of the playoffs. It looked to me like they might have been worn down. And I think a healthy Bulls team with a little more depth is definitely a threat to go deeper this season.
Here's Big Red. His last outing, he had 8 points. From 17 feet out.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Savage. That's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Here's Magician. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers.
And he did some nice work on the boards too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
And here is Los Angeles now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
The Quick passes to Big Red. Here's the Quick. Here's McDaniel. Hits the jump hook. Magician's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
There's the pass to the Monster. Here's Rain Man. Again, Los Angeles. And Chicago has possession, trailing by 2. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And Kevin, they were able to keep that game relatively close, but you could tell things were not clicking for them.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, it could have been worse, though. I mean, they didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be listless.
Here's the Cobra after the basket by Los Angeles. Fade away. The shot misses.
Even though he missed it, he couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that one.
Passes it to Rain. Here's Clutch. And he uses the glass on the layup. Clutch has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Here's the Cobra. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Pass to Big Red. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Silks checked in for Jones. The Wizard comes in for Magician. Lucas is checked in for the Cobra. And Primetime subbed in for the Quick. And so he makes both from the line. Lakers leading by 4. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Byron Scott.
Job one for them tonight, Kevin, getting back quickly on the defensive end of the floor. The real challenge when facing this team is limiting their transition points. And that, in no uncertain terms, is what he told his players going into this one. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris.
Well, you know, for the last couple of seasons, we've seen the Lakers really struggle with injuries to their star players, and it shed a less than flattering light on the team's bench depth. It's forced guys to step into roles that perhaps they aren't quite ready to handle.
Here's Primetime. Clock at 2. And that one's good. Primetime's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, with the expectations low for him, he can provide a nice lift when he does put the ball in the basket.
The pass to Reese. Here's the great one. Passes to baddest one. Out left to the wing. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Here's Hall. Rebound by the Bulls. And some feel the Lakers, Steve, failed to really address their bench depth, whether in the draft or free agents.
Well, you know, generally they've had success with broad strokes. I mean, acquiring star players over the years, but with the new salary restrictions, it takes away a lot of the advantage that the Lakers have had over the years. So this may be a new era for this franchise in terms of team building.
Here's the great one. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Yep, it's been a clinic at that end of the floor, no question.
Chicago with the ball. 7-point differential. That's good. .34 seconds left in the first quarter. Jones the pass to Hall. Shot from 12. Lucas with the rebound.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Big Red. High post shot. Again, Chicago.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And I like what they've done offensively, really attacking the rim, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And guys, they've been the aggressor early. I mean, attacking the hoop and getting into the paint, that can make the game really easy for you.
Los Angeles leading by 3. We've got the bodyguard, the monster out there with Rain Man. Then there's Brown, and it's baddest one in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Now here's Oden. The pass to the quick. Feeds to Pierce. 6 on the shot clock. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Pierce has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Bulls. And Los Angeles, guys, shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Here's baddest one. An 11-point game for him in the win against Cleveland.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Here's the quick. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
Here's baddest one. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2. Baddest one's got 6 points. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Trailing by 2. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Well, I know I'll be looking out for the final score in that Wizards game. It should be a close one.
You know, it's no secret that the Lakers were really terrible last year. There's no other way to say it. Everything that could have gone wrong actually did. Murphy's Law on full display.
For a historical perspective on the Lakers, guys, Last year was their worst season since they moved out to L.A. from Minnesota back in 1960.
And they vowed to get back, however, and I believe them. I mean, this isn't a franchise that has a history of being passive when it comes to improvement.
Clutch, he's checked in for baddest one. Both shots good from the stripe.
You know, the Bulls' offense was not that great last year. As a matter of fact, they struggled to score. But when they did get to 100 points, they were one of the best teams in the league.
Now here's Oden. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the quick. And that one hits back iron. Well, as you said with the Bulls, a 22-2 record last season when they got to 100 points.
Well, it's a perfect example of how dominant their defense is. I mean, if they got to 100, they knew they could count on their D every single night. But getting to 100 was the problem. They did not score very easily.
And it's the Bulls with the ball after the basket by the Lakers. Now here's Oden. Comes up empty down low.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
The bodyguard passes to Clutch. The baseline J. And there's another one for the Lakers.
And I'm sensing, guys, this game really starting to swing their way.
To me, it seems like they're taking charge as their lead gets more and more comfortable.
Now here's Pierce. Passes it to the Quick. Will it go? That's good. The Quick's got 6 points in the quarter.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, "He's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin."
He makes his players believe, Doris. That's something they both share in common. Thank you. Here's Rain Man. The Bulls getting the bucket. Here's Clutch. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Cleveland.
Chipped in with a couple of blocks, too. So just giving you a hint of his potential impact at the defensive end.
Now here's Pierce. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 5th in three-point field goal percentage, 8th in assists, and they were in the top 10 in opponents' points per game.
And how about the spacing that we saw from this team last year, Clark? You mentioned the three-point shooting in the top 5 in terms of field goal percentage from long range. And I think it was a direct result of great unselfish play. And it helps when you can employ that inside-out game. You know, attack a team in the paint and then kick it out for that three-point shot.
First one falls for him. So both teams changing it up here. Pierce hits 2. The Los Angeles Lakers, the NBA's most successful franchise over the last 3 decades, since 1980. 10, guys, count them, 10 titles.
That's remarkable, and they've led the way from a business standpoint as well, Kevin. They pioneered televising their home games where some teams had worried about undercutting ticket sales. A lot of great ideas and dynamics that have helped this franchise become what it is.
And that one's good. Here's Jones. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Big Cat. Here is Boomer. Pierce covering. Nick Daniel, the pass to Jones. Here's Cowboy. And he gets it to go. Cowboy's got his first basket of the night.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
It's deflected. There's 1:38 left in the first half. On the wing, Jones. Now the pass to Big Cat. Shot clock at 5. Here's McDaniel. That's good from 17 feet away. And the Lakers lead by 5.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
Hall's checked in for Boomer. Silks checked in for Chicago. Lucas comes in for Pierce. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. In third, the Lakers. Number 5, the Bulls.
Kevin, talk about taking care of business, man. I tell you what, both of these teams took care of business from behind that three-point arc. They had a number of outstanding three-point shooters, and those guys were on target most of the year.
Jones kicks to Lucas. To the right side. The Wizard passes to Lucas. Here's prime time. From about 16, no luck. 46 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Jones. The shot is off.
That's just tremendous. You'd love to see a smaller player who can mix it up inside and handle himself in the paint area.
Passes to the Wizard. Here's prime time. And again, Chicago. No good. Big Cat, the pass to Jones. Pass to prime time. And that one's drained from the low block. It'll count. Can't get it to go. And the first half is now in the books. Lakers on top. They're up by 7. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I'm here with Coach Tom Thibodeau. And, Coach, in this kind of a matchup against this team, how important is keeping control of the ball and limiting turnovers?
It's huge. Live ball turnovers, if you put them in the open floor, they're very difficult to stop. But we got to play some defense. We're not playing any defense right now.
Tom, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Look at Clutch. He's really been playing well.
It'll be important to see, if they can slow him down in the second half here, because so far they have had no answer for him down on the block.
Well, you got to mix up the looks you give him. Bump him out some, fronting, play behind, double teaming. But right now he looks unstoppable in the paint.
Balance way through the hood, kids call me Mr. Sniffles. Other hand on my, as if I was slick Rick, my aim is still an issue. Lose your soul in whichever palm I'm holding. One will leave you frozen, the other nodding toes, and I'm grinding, Jack.
So for Chicago right now, they got the Magician. The Quick is out there with Big Red. Then it's the Cobra, and it's Jones in at the 5 down low.
You know that if you're a team in the East or anywhere in the NBA for that matter, that when you face the Bulls, it's going to be a battle wire to wire. These guys are coming at you for the full 48 minutes. They're extremely tough within the conference, too.
Well, the Bulls just seem built to play against every other team in the East, and it's why they've made the playoffs so often and finished on top in recent years.
First free throw is good. And to add on with Chicago, last year they won 35 games against the East, which was bested only by the Indiana Pacers.
Well, that's more than Miami and other teams that finished above them in the standings. The Bulls are always a factor in the East, it seems.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Bulls were a team last year that just never gave up. That was their identity. You know, they didn't have a ton of talent, but they played with a toughness and a defensive mentality that always seemed to keep them moving forward.
Here's the quick, and the pass to McDaniel. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And the basket by Jones.
Boy, you love to get those easy lay-ins to get your offense going. They're clicking here to start the second half.
Rain Man passes to Clutch. Here's Rain Man, blocked, and they're able to recover. Goes back up. Here's prime time. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Passes it to Big Red. Pass to the Cobra. Shot clock at 6. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And he gets the bucket. 8 points for the quick. Well, to follow up on the Bulls, that never-say-die attitude, Clark, kept them in a lot of road games. Ended up winning 21 last year.
And, Kevin, that put them just over 500 on the road as a team, and that's really all you can hope for when you lose your star player early in the season.
Here's Big Red. He has 6. Over to the left wing. The Cobra passes to the quick. Got it. Good job in the low post. The Quick's got 10 points. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. A lot of strange things happened last season, but one of them was having a playoff bracket with no Laker presence. Very odd.
Don't expect that to happen very often. I mean, it's rare when that is the case. It's been a while since they were completely left out of the playoff picture, and that's not going to be the norm going forward.
Baddest ones checked in for Los Angeles. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. The pass to the monster. Here is Boomer. Here's Baddest one. He has 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
For the Lakers, it was the first time since the 04-05 season that they didn't play postseason basketball.
Well, the Lakers are a franchise that not only expects to play in the postseason, but they anticipate and expect making deep runs into the playoffs and ultimately winning championships. They have the means, the resources to get back in that position in a hurry. So I tell you what, I wouldn't feel too bad about their postseason streak getting broken.
And he sinks the second. Bulls trail by 6. Pass to the Cobra. Knocked away. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Rain Man. No good from outside.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Pass to Big Red. Here's Magician. Fires from 14. Rebounded by the Lakers. Clutch has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Now still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3 even before that miss.
And that one's good. Bulls trail by 8. The pass to Big Red. Here's the quick. Here's Magician, and he gets it to go. Magician's got 8.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
Rain Man passes to McDaniel. Here's Clutch. Again, the Lakers.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Passes it to Big Red. Here's the Cobra. And it's blocked. To the inside. Here's the Monster. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. The Monster's got his third bucket of the night.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Chicago calls timeout.
He can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up in the paint.
They are just way too porous as a defense right now. A lot of holes in that defense. It's a good time to use a timeout here.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Brown comes in for Clutch, and the Machine subbed in for Boomer. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Doc, he's checked in for Jones. The Wizard comes in for Magician. Pierce is checked in for the Cobra. The Erasers subbed in for the Quick. Here's Big Red. He has 6. Here's the Wizard. Blocked.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And another area where they've done a great job tonight is forcing the issue defensively and getting some steals.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through baddest one. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Big Red. The dish now to Oden. Here's Doc on the mark with the 15-footer. Doc's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Chicago. Pass to the Machine. Shoots the 3, and he gets it to go. The Machine's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points. I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Now here's Pierce. Clock at 6. Oden kicks to Pierce. Shoots from the high post. That one wide left. Los Angeles leading by 11. The Monster passes to Brown. Here's Barron. Offline with his 3.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
It's Pierce on the wing. And the pass to Big Red. Oden dishes to Pierce. Shoots from 14, and that one's good. Pierce has got 6 points.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Over to the wing. Here's the Monster. He's got 8. Passes to baddest one. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, from their sweep of this season series a year ago, pretty clear why one team wound up in the postseason and the other one went home.
Substitution on the court.
.15 seconds left in the third. Pierce kicks to Lucas. Back to Pierce. With 1 on the clock, and he gets the jumper to drop. Pierce has got 4 points in the quarter. The third quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 7. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. Bulls trail by 7. They've got Jones. Cowboy is out there at primetime. Then it's Big Cat, and it's Hall in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
So it's the Lakers now. The Bulls getting the bucket. Jones for 3, and he gets it to go.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Here's primetime. Pass to the Quick. 5 to shoot. Here's primetime, defended by Jones, and he gets it to go. 7 points for primetime.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
And the Lakers call time here. Clutch is checked in for Los Angeles. Boomer comes in for the Great One. Chicago also making some changes. Jones checked in for Silk, and it's the Cobra in for Lucas. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Now here's Jones. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. The long-distance 3 is buried. And the Lakers lead by 8. The Bulls shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. The Cobra passes to Jones. Misses in close.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
Yeah, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important. It's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now. Look how well he led him there with that pass.
Bulls trail by 10. And the pass to the Cobra. Here's primetime. Pass to the Cobra. Fires from deep. Can't get it to go. LA's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Jones drives in. Primetime, the pass to Jones. Stolen away. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Jones. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, it started a few years ago, and it looks like it's a trend that is here to stay. Sleeve jerseys, once again, making their presence felt in the NBA. I got to admit, I don't see the appeal for players. I never like to shoot with a sleeved shirt on. It kind of tugs at your arm, but it sells, and that's the big thing for the league.
Well, as Steve was talking about, the sleeves might bother some, others not so much, but with last year and the All-Star teams using them as well as the Christmas games, Clark, it is the de facto special edition jersey now, it seems.
And, you know, it's good for some casual fans who want to support their teams without running around winter wearing a tank top.
Like you and I are doing right now. Here's Clutch. Here's Rain Man. And he just hasn't been able to get it going. Here's the Quick. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
Here's Rain Man. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
He's so reliable. And, you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
The defense keeps coming up short. Just no solution for Rain Man. He's got 8 points and 2 rejections.
Bulls trail by 9. The Quick passes to the Cobra. Here's Big Red. Pass to the Cobra. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by the Lakers. Primetime's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Here's the monster. Here's clutch again, Los Angeles.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Chicago calls timeout. Outside, Jones. The quick passes to McDaniel. Here's the quick. Now the pass to Big Red. 6 on the shot clock. No good.
And I think the work on the boards has been a big key for their success in this game, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's been total control on the boards for him.
Here's Primetime, and he gets it to go. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace. He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Passes to McDaniel. Here's clutch. Here's Primetime, and another basket for the Lakers.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
The quick passes to Big Red. Here's the Cobra. Pass to the quick. Here's Big Red. Offensive rebound.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Here's Rain Man. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the Lakers lead by 15.
And every point they get now puts them one step closer to the W.
If they're not there already, Steve, just a tremendous all-around game of basketball they've played.
Here's Big Red. Bulls moving the ball around. The shot is off.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty. Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other did. Huge margin of victory for Los Angeles.
Looks that way, Steve. And Clark, what an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so, created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA, to push the pace and to apply pressure from an offensive standpoint. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch,
It sure is. It sure is.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for Clutch. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand.
Here's Magician. After the basket by the Lakers, hits the jump hook. Here's Rain Man. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Clutch.